So here I am in Uptown Kingston. It's a very historic area. I'm not too familiar with the history here, but I have a little bit of an idea. But I'm just kind of like looking around today. This is one of the oldest churches here. I believe this is the Dutch Reformed Church. This is the Stockade area, historic Kingston. Kingston was originally the capital of New York State, and then it was burned down, and it was moved to Albany. So some of these headstones are from the 1600s, I believe. But I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful day. Got some contrast here with the clouds, which always makes me happy. There's some Dutch style buildings right here. I was just in this glass building right over here, which is the county building. We used to get our anything that had to do with county records, definitely had to go there for our DMV licenses and permits and all sorts of stuff. So yes, it is the old Dutch church right here. And I don't think I've been inside. I don't think I've ever been inside. But I mean, it's absolutely a beautiful structure. It's got a lot of history. The Dutch have a huge influence in the history here of Kingston, New York, and just at the gateway to the Catskill Mountains, the Rondout River and the Hudson River. I believe we used to go to church here. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, so this area right here is new. This platform elevated area is new, but I'm pretty sure we used to go there, and I'm pretty sure there is a St. Joseph's school right around the bend, which is a modern, let's take a walk over there, is a modern glass and aluminum structure. And I remember as kids we used to go there and play after services. Let's see where it's at. Well, I don't see it. Very interesting. But look how beautiful this church is, and look at the way it just explodes with the blue skies and the little puffy clouds. So, you know, George Washington probably took a crap up here somewhere or did something historic, you know. Let's see what this little thing here says. Oh, look. So my friends and I lived in a house. He owned a house on Elmendorf. So there's probably the original spelling of Elmendorf, but on the street name it's with an F. Oh, look. And I was born in 1967. So, I mean, I don't know what that all means, and I'm not even going to read it. Do you want me to read this to you? Okay. Pre-revolution home of Old Dutch Church Conferentie family, leader, 1974-1972, Ulster County Medical Society, founded in this building July 1st, 1806. So it's old, but you know what? Let's take a few steps back here, and let's not get run over. But let's just take a look at this old structure. Now, see, this would be a typical limestone building, colonial days. And there's another one right over there, limestone. Old stone houses, old Dutch stone houses. So a lot of history, a lot of beauty. I'm so fortunate, as usual, to get a beautiful day. So I don't know where that school is at, but it could be around the corner, and maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's not even there. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to take a walk around over here, and I'm pretty sure that I used to park right in this parking lot here to my left. In fact, I'm pretty sure we used to bank here. In fact, I think Rondout Savings Bank was the bank that was in Shokan. Yeah, so I remember the last time I came through here was probably with Dad. Was it Rondout Savings Bank? I mean, that bank turned into so many different things. Fleet Bank and Albany Savings Bank and all that stuff. So this area here, there's, I believe, a lot of law offices. I think there's a courthouse around here. In fact, I think the courthouse is right here on my left, because the restaurant I used to work at, which was called Sherlock's, I think it was called Sherlock's, was right here somewhere, right across the street from the courthouse. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I was 18 years old, and I don't remember well. But if I take a look, I bet you, yep, I bet you that's it right there, the Advance building. Let's take a look here, and I will tell you if this is the restaurant I worked at. I believe this is it, right here. So I was a busboy here, and this here would have been tables, dining tables, and over here too, I believe, actually. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe it was just this section here. And I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm mistaken. But you know, you can do a renovation on a building and really make some significant changes in it. You wouldn't even recognize the building anymore. But I'm pretty sure that's it. Yep, that is the old courthouse right there. No doubt. Looks like a courthouse. Back then, though, there was nobody selling tortillas. Salamone's Italian food. This here on the corner here was a Chinese restaurant, but I don't remember what it was. Was it the something garden, the Peking Garden, or somebody help me out, man? What was a Chinese restaurant here? It was the first time I ever had Chinese food. I mean, once we got Chinese food flavor in our mouth, it was like, oh, let's go to a Chinese restaurant. Let's go to a Chinese restaurant. You know, egg rolls. My dad loved egg rolls and all that shit. I mean, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So back in the mid-70s or so, they did a huge renovation here. 28, that's where I lived. And it sucked. I mean, they did a shitty job, and a lot of businesses lost a lot of money because the renovations were done poorly. And I don't know, it's just what I pretty much read, but I kind of remember that it wasn't well done as a kid. And this area just kind of like fell off the map. There was you know, some commerce going on, but it lost a lot of its original flavor and strength and power, you know, vibrancy from, let's say, the 50s and 60s. So I'm gonna walk across the street so that you can get a view of some of the older streets. Now, there was a store that I used to go to, or we used to go to a lot here, and I think it was called the was it the Navy, Army and Navy store? And it was probably in this section right about here. And then I think on that side over there was a J.C. Penney, or a Penny's, and we used to get our jeans there. Well, I did, you know, probably around 84, 85, 83 time frame. Yeah, but see, can you see how these renovations, it's a lot of maintenance on these things, a lot of maintenance. And, you know, if you don't do it well the first time, then, you know, you get a leak, and it stays there forever, and little by little it starts deteriorating the building. I mean, it looks pretty lively up here now, which is so much better. I mean, whenever you have small businesses and oh, you know what? I used to get my hair cut here. There used to be a haircutting salon or school here, Richard II or something like that, beauty school. Yeah, that was another thing that we came here regularly for, because, you know, we had to save money, and so getting a haircut, oh man, the euros smell great. I might get me a euro. Oh wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Then there was a parking garage, I think straight ahead of us right here. And it looks like it's gone now. I think the parking garage was in this section here. I'm probably gonna get me a little bit of a euro or something. See, this is why you don't want big chain stores in places like this, because you know, I won't say the business name, I will never use that word, but it's the big box store that pretty much is the wealthiest family in the United States, maybe the second wealthiest, or maybe they are the wealthiest, but you know, where everybody buys cheap shit at. When you bring a store like that into an area like this, it ruins the neighborhood. It ruins these downtown areas, man. People want cheap crap, but it sucks all that money out of the community, and it goes down to Arkansas. Look at that. Small business does a community good. So if we go straight ahead over here, there used to be a bar we used to drink at called the Blue Jay Way, and I don't know what it's called now, but we're gonna walk down here. And there was a restaurant down here on the left called the Hoffman House. I think it was called the Hoffman House, also in an old stone, an old Dutch stone structure home. Snapper McGee's, that's the bar now. So I think this place here, Snapper McGee's, used to be the Blue Jay Way. And straight ahead there is a bakery called Dicing's. I don't know if Dicing's is still here or not, but we're gonna take a peek. And you all know that I love thrifting, but we ain't got time for that. Now, when I was a kid, we used to park here. This was the parking lot. You can see this is an old Dutch structure here also. So I believe I'm walking south, if I remember correctly, my geography. I'm walking south and I'm headed toward Dietz Stadium. On the right hand side there's Dietz Diner, and the Dicing's Bakery would be down here. And you know what, I'm not going to get me a euro. I think I'm going to go into Dicing's and get me a hard roll, a buttered hard roll, if they're still open. So I don't know, let's find out. All right, so this is the Hoffman House Tavern. My brother used to work there. I don't know if it's still a restaurant or not. Yeah, it looks like a dining establishment, but that's a beautiful building too. And it looks like it's got a shaker roof. Cedar, maybe? But look at those little tiny windows. Hoffman House Tavern. And here's, yep, Dicing's. I can vaguely smell a little bit of like the cookies, the sweetness, the sugar in the yep, there it is. Oh, yep, that smells like bakery to me. So yes, the Hoffman House restaurant. You know, let's take a walk over there and let's find out a little bit about that, okay? I mean, it's a beautiful structure. So this right here is telling us about the friction between the Esopus Indians, or we should call them the Esopus, just the Esopus, period, because, you know, the Indians in India is too, you know, that whole story. Anyways, the Esopus and the native or the Dutch settlers here were having little problems here. So they created a stockade area. So a stockade area is like a wooden fence around, it's a perimeter. So it's a defense to protect people. If you ever watch something like F Troop or the old John Wayne movies, you can see stockades, okay? So this gives you an idea of what the stockade area is here. Back in the 1600s. All right, so let's go over to Dicing's, which is right there, and let's go get something to snack on. The stadium is right over there. Stadium, and the Kingston Plaza is down that way. I believe there was an A&W down the street here. Yeah, I think so. On the other side of that stone building. All right, so this is probably one of the most famous bakeries in Kingston, if not the most famous bakery. Dicings. Let's go in.